Oh, I was going to save this for later, but maybe we'll get more details by the time we get back to Hot Corner and go over signings.
What is it?
Oh, actually, I got yelled at for that. I get yelled at pretty frequently online. You guys too. So the two troll comments that pop up the most in our show are, one, there's a clear-cut one.
Kratz looks high.
No, that's like 6.
We don't know what we're talking about.
No, that's like 5.
Oh.
Backwards hats. That's number 1.
Okay.
I only wear a backwards hat, honestly, so I don't have to comb my hair. That's really it.
But they're like, we want forwards hats. So that, and then what? You can't see your face on the show?
Yeah. The problem with the forward hat is, if we show it, like I can if you turn your hat around forward, okay?
Yeah.
And then if you go to the single shot, you get a shadow on your face. Like, you look at Kratz, he has the shadow.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Right? So then
I could fix it, guys.
Oh, well, then we'll get other comments for that.
Yeah. So there's like no, right? So that's the reason for the back. Like if you do
you have the same shadow. Yeah.
So you have the shadow.
That does not look
so
good.
If you just do that, and then besides, a lot of times, like, I didn't have time to take a shower. I went to the gym and I had to brush
your hair always looks good.
It's
like
not, it's not terrible, but like today I was running a little late, so I had to come right from the gym.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you know how some people have, my hair can get really crazy, messy, whatever. Like, your hair kind of like waves.
Yeah, it kind of is the same. I know. But then I would have to comb it, and I just don't have time for that.
Salon territory.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yes.
So there's that. But then the real
backwards hats. So here's my thing about backwards hats. Like, I get it back, in the 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Like, my stepdad used to say, well, if you want to wear your hat backwards, they don't have a logo on the back, so it was meant to be worn forward. And I was like, well, so all these people out there, do you all hate Ken Griffey Jr. then? Because he was the backwards hat kind of guy that kind of got it all going. So does everyone hate Ken Griffey Jr. then?
And still does wear backwards hats.
But they like McAfee wearing a tank top every day on TV? They're fine.
They probably go after him too, but that's fair.
Whatever.
So
I've worn the same hat, by the way,
every day.
3 years since we started this. And Mark, our producer, or EP, always wants me to change it. I'm dying with this hat on at this point.
There's a reason why you're very superstitious.
Yeah, I just want to see how long I can roll with this one.
Yeah, and it's working.
I wear a different one on the road. I wear a different one on the road. I will say that because my to-go bag has the logo on the back.
That's actually the one your stepdad. Actually, it does have a logo on the back.
I know. Now they all have logos on the back.
Yes.
So now it's different.
It is. Okay, so the other one that gets brought up, Kratz, is why are you guys checking your phones during the show? Well, there's a lot of reasons. First of all, we all communicate on a number of devices during the show. We also look things up during the show. Sometimes we'll even be texting people for information during the show. So
sometimes I get phone calls during the show that I need to take from people.
I think yes. I think and again, I'm generalizing. Most people are wonderful. I'm just pointing out a few fun things. Yes, thank you, Kratz, for paying attention.
I'm never looking away from the camera. I'm not going to have any idea when you guys want me to talk, but it's going to be great.
Do you think I'm playing games on my phone? Like imagine if we're both just sitting there playing, I don't know, Mario, Tetris.
That'd be awesome. What's funny is my son's birthday was the other day, and we got him a Switch, a Nintendo Switch 2.
They're great.
Right? So I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, but I don't play them anymore because I just don't have time really because I have a million things happening. So my son's like, I don't really want that. I'm like, I'll take it, right? And I'll try it. And it's great. You mentioned Mario Kart, so I played some Mario Kart on it. My wife's like, that's why I didn't want to give this to you, because I knew you'd just sit there and play this all night. And I was like, and?
I mean, what else are you going to do with it? It's not like an ornament. Like, if you have it, you might as well play it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love it. Oh, my gosh.
I'm playing Clash of Clans.
Hey, if you want to have just a chill night with some friends, have some drinks, Mario Party, it's pretty fun. You play with like 4 people. Yeah. It's a good time. Yeah. And hey, this is not a sponsored segment. I do love video games. We've had video game sponsors before. It's a good time.
Video games are fun. They're so realistic now too. It's crazy. And if you're a Mario Kart, you got to try to take on Jose Ramirez.
That's right.
Because allegedly he's the best Mario Kart player in the world.
I've heard the same. This
Depends on which model. He's really good at N64. So
N64, and you got to play GoldenEye if you're on N64.
Now I play on Switch though, so
yeah,
it is different.
Yeah, God, now I'll have to battle each other.
I'm down.
Some turtle shells at them. Hit them with the lightning. The zzz.
I went to Mario World down the street.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. I loved the aesthetics. My one criticism, they made it too much for kids.
Oh, not enough for adults.
The rides are all pretty kiddie on that particular section.
I haven't been yet.
Oh, you haven't? You haven't done Epic?
I've heard it's great though.
It's cool. Aesthetically, they crushed it.
Okay.
In Japan, you can actually ride real Mario Karts through the street. You pay. It's basically like a a video. You rent go-karts, but the day we went to do it when we were over there, it rained, so they were like,
Do you get to drop bananas and stuff? That'd be awesome. Throw that little hammers. Get a star and invincible. You can just smash everybody.
I just put a reminder. I won't find this yet, but after the show, I will text you guys. So while we're off the rails for a moment, we can do this, okay? Yeah. AJ's about to hit the road, by the way. This is our last show in person together for probably a long time, so everyone can beat it and wear your hat backwards right now for a few minutes. So I was supposed to go away. I had to cancel the trip, but someone had sent me, I was going to be in Vietnam. What Kratz is talking about, they have that there too, but it's like way more reckless. So they give you Mario Karts and you go down a hill and people like fall off mountains. I'll send you the clip.
I'm in. I want to
send you the clip.
They have poles and stuff that people run. I saw the video. That is epic. I didn't think it was real.
It's in Vietnam. It's real. One of my friends was like, do you want me to set you up? Do you want to go? And I was like, absolutely not. Like those people look like they're dying.
They're not dying.
I'll show you what happens.
But it
Producer lady said she almost fell off a mountain. That's just because you're clumsy, producer lady.
Come on, producer lady.
All right. So lastly, in the comments, for example.
And by the way, George in our comments goes, the waiver must have been crazy. Dude, if you go overseas, there are no waivers.
They don't care.
There's no waivers.
What are you going to do?
Just sue me?
Google Vietnam government and see how that goes.
Yeah, like waivers. Like if you haven't traveled overseas, I'm not talking Europe. I'm talking like Asia, Africa, deep in the overseas. It's so funny. Like you literally just walk out and they're just like, do whatever you want. Here, you want to drive that car? Go for it.
Yeah.
You don't need a license. Just drive. If you hit somebody, it's their fault. They got in the way.
Right.
Like anything, it's crazy the stuff they let you do.
They don't sue like they do in America.
No, we sue more.
Yeah, we sue. We've got the lawyer game down pat. All right, last thing here. So, for example, this was in yesterday's show. Someone goes, these guys are always, all caps, looking down at their phones. And I go, buddy, communicate on Slack and with fan comments. It's part of the content machine.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we love you. And I will never stop looking at my phone to talk to the FT fam.
Or to people. Like I literally have 1 million texts coming in right now about stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes we're texting people asking about stuff. Like I was going to start the show saying, I just saw Kike Hernandez return, but we'll get that.
And sometimes you also have to text like guests. Like if we set up a guest, you're like, hey, I got to do this. By the way, I'm trying to think of the craziest thing that they let you do overseas without a waiver that they won't. Like you can literally bungee jumping and not even sign anything.
Yeah, bungee
jumping. If you ever been to Victoria, I don't know, Kratz, if you went to Victoria Falls when you're in Africa, but there's a bridge there, right? And you can just, I don't think they make you sign. I didn't do it, but I was watching people and I'm like, out of all the places on earth, I'm going to bungee jump. It's probably not going to be here. But I did do like this giant swing thing that went way out over the river. I didn't have to sign nothing. They're like, give me $100. You're like, here's 100. Okay, woo. Right? They let you go in the water for Victoria Falls, the waterfall. You can literally go on the edge, the waterfall, and you're like they're like, pictures are sitting on the edge, and they don't sign anything. Yeah. It's like, just don't fall over.
You fall, you fall.
Yeah. If he, like they said in Rocky IV, if he dies, he dies.
It's like Jim Leland says, it's all part.
Well, with that, let's charge.
Charging the mound.
Chris Bassitt got paid.
He did. Good for him.
$18.5 million, 36 years old. He proved to be quite valuable for the Blue Jays in the postseason. And it was cool to watch. A lot of people root for Chris Bassitt. Really good teammate, gamer, bulldog. He can start. He can come out of the bullpen. Look at the Baltimore Orioles. We've given them their flowers, and we will continue to do so. The rotation added Shane Baz from the Rays via trade. They signed up Zach Eflin again, and then they already have Bradish, Rogers, and Kramer.
Good depth piece. Good depth piece.
Some Orioles fans wanted Fromber, Ranger, but it didn't happen, so they pivoted.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher.
Very good.
He's got a lot of value. He takes the ball. You see his innings in the last 5 years. He can pitch in the bullpen if you need to shoot. He could be effective like he was in the playoffs for the Blue Jays this past year. He's smart as hell when you talk to him. He knows pitching. He's like adding another coach to the Orioles that can still pitch. So, listen, no 1 year deal is a bad deal. So Excuse me, but 18.5? Good for you, Chris Bassitt. Wow.
And he has a career 2.06 ERA against the Yankees. That's probably awesome that he's in that division and he gets to face those guys a decent amount of times. And they may run a 6-man rotation. Like, I don't think that's like, gone are the days where it's like, you know what, 6 guys, probably somebody's getting optioned down. Like, no, I think they hope they can keep Shane Baz healthy. I hope they hope that Bradish can return to his, top 3 Cy Young type of status. Can Trevor Rogers duplicate his last 14 starts? Like, there's a lot of stuff in this rotation that really bodes well for a 6-man rotation. I don't see anybody on this list that I'm saying you're really getting undervalued if he doesn't start every 5 days. To me, if he had never gotten hurt, Bradish would be the guy. Bradish was really showing what he could be a number 1. But I really love this signing. I mean, Chris Bassitt knows how to pitch. And when you have elite teams in the American League East, you can't outstuff them. You have to be able to pitch. You have to be able to hit locations, different spots, know where weaknesses and strengths are. And I think that's what Chris Bassitt does a great job of.
At least 170 innings in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
30-plus starts with an ERA under 4 in every season except for 2018.
Okay. So he sounds like he's pretty good, too.
Yeah. Kind of underrated.
Now give me his,
I would say.
His whipple-riffle, fripple, splopple ERA.
Ooh, his whip plus ERA.
You guys hate analytics.
Weighted?
No, I don't hate analytics at all.
I'm just being the internet troll.
No, I know. I don't hate analytics at all. I think analytics are very useful. I just think that I can watch Chris Bassitt and know he takes the ball every 5th day and know he's valuable and know he's a good guy in the clubhouse because people always say he's a good guy. We've had him on the show. He's a great interview. I don't need analytics to tell me that.
Eye test. Does he prevent runs when he's on the mound, and does he give you innings? Yes. Yeah.
All of which the Orioles need, by the way.
Correct.
The Orioles definitely need innings because every time it's like every year their whole starting rotation seems to go down. So they need a durability guy. Here he is. They need a guy with quality innings. Here he is. And they need a guy that knows how to pitch in the AL East. Here he is.
Is he going to strike out the world? No. But I actually did go to his StatCast page. Average exit velocity last year, 85th percentile.
Yeah, because he throws like 20 pitches.
Yeah, he throws a lot of pitches, and he gets a good chunk of ground balls, gets weak contact.
Man, he used to be the human rain delay. He's had to pick it up. He used to pitch so slow. The pitch clock helped him more than anybody.
It probably did help him, right?
Because it was like, oh man, and now he has the pitch comp, so he can do. He calls basically his own game, which is great. But man, he used to take forever.
He used to shake the same pitch off. Like, you have those guys that, they kind of want to mix it up a little bit. Like, oh, I do want the fastball, but you called that first. So let's go back to it, make it look like I'm going to something that I didn't think about. Like Bassitt, I saw an interview. He's like, yeah, I sometimes I just didn't feel it when the catcher first put it down, but it was definitely a rain delay. And I think he used it to his advantage sometimes too, but I was interested to see when he got the pitch comm, if he was going to shake himself off, like look down at it and okay, now, yeah, this is what I want. But he's very, very methodical, very intelligent guy.
He's a thinker. So now do we feel like the Orioles offseason is complete?
Who's left? Zack Allen?
Yeah, if they want to add yet another pitcher, but it appears as if
they're not doing anything
this
else.
Is it. I'm just saying, like, do you feel 100% satisfied?
I feel good about what they did this year.
Okay.
Made some bullpen signings, which they needed.
Yes.
They made some pitching signings, which they needed.
Pete.
Yeah, I was going to say they brought in Pete Alonso, which they needed.
Yeah.
I like what they did. Now, is it enough to compete with Toronto, New York, and Boston? We'll see. But it's steps in the right direction, and they're spending some money. And one-year deals are not bad.
And they are getting bit with some injuries early on in camp. Jackson Holliday is not going to start at the year, and we talked about this yesterday. I encourage you to check out yesterday's show if you want injury updates. But it sounds like it'll be weeks, not days. So he'll miss some time there. They are going to be careful with a young player like that. Also, Jordan Westberg is dealing with
oblique, right?
An oblique. It shouldn't affect opening day, but still, you don't like to see it, you know? You like a clean spring training. All right, so let's find out what else is happening around the league. Robert? It's the Robert Report. Robert Murray, Fansided Insider, FT Insider, joining us right now. Robert, great to catch up with you again. And let's actually start with the Orioles. Do you think they're done? Do you like the Bassitt signing? Do you like the overall offseason for a team that was a massive disappointment last year and they did something about it?
Yeah, hey, good to be here with you boys. I love what they've done. They were talking about this offseason being super aggressive and trying to really upgrade this team by signing guys, trading for guys. And they made it clear they wanted a frontline starter. They wanted to upgrade the bullpen, and they wanted to also upgrade the offense. And they set out to do that, and they've done all of it. And it wasn't Band-Aid solutions by any means. They ended up adding guys who can end up impacting them long term. They tried for Kyle Schwarber. Like, obviously that didn't end up working out, but then they turned around and signed Pete Alonso. They got Shane Baz. They traded for Taylor Ward. They've signed Ryan Helsley. They've added a bunch of different players to that team, and most recently now with Chris Bassitt. And I had heard he was seeking around $20 million a year, and he ends up getting right around that at $18.5 million. And on a one-year deal, you can never really go wrong with that. And he's proven in that division. You know exactly what you're going to get. A one-year deal like that, and then you pair him with a guy like Baz, who obviously they gave up a lot to get him from Tampa Bay. But internally, they view him as a guy who can be so much more than what he's already been, that he could be a frontline starter. So overall, I love what they've done. They've been aggressive. I don't think they're probably going to end up doing much more. If any, like if it is, it's not going to be anything too substantial, I don't believe. But I do think you look at it, I could see them making some noise in that division. They've added enough pieces to a roster that's already had a lot of talent, a lot of young talent. I know they've had the injury bug. But from everyone that they've added, and now you have a new manager in Craig Albernaz, who people around him or just around that organization are super high on what he can be as that manager. I'm buying stock in the Orioles. I really like what they've done.
That's awesome. I mean, the biggest thing for me is what they brought in, but can the guys take the big step? Right? The Holidays take the next step. Adley come back to what he was. Right? Gunnar got off to a rough start last year. They need Westberg to be big. They need some of the guys, Mountcastle, whoever, whatever his role is on this team, right? They need these guys to jump in and be big pieces and take the next step. You mentioned their new manager. Can he help them do that? Can he help these guys take the next step?
I totally believe he can. And you talk to people around Cleveland, and he was super highly regarded for obviously what he helped with Stephen Vogt as the manager there, but also just the way that organization as a whole was able to maximize players in Cleveland. And now he's got a much higher payroll. He's got higher level talent in Baltimore than he had in Cleveland. So I do believe they're in a better position now to maximize those abilities, to end up trying to take that next step. And that's a big reason why they hired him, especially a guy like Adley Rutschman, who #1 overall pick, really hasn't lived up to that hype that he had. There's been a bunch of, entering the offseason, there was a bunch of trade rumors surrounding him. And I didn't view the Orioles as a candidate to really sell low on him. They still believe in him totally. But that being said, I think it's fair to say that his tenure as Orioles manager could be defined by how guys like Holiday or Rutschman or some of these other guys, if they take the next step or not.
A manager's only as good as his players, Robert. So you've cracked the code, like some other people refuse to think that people can crack the code. Let's go to the Pirates. You think they had a good offseason, correct?
I do. I love it. Yeah, I do.
Is it enough? Did they do enough to be what they need to be with a Paul Skeens on their roster, which is a playoff team?
I mean, I said it on the last show. I can't remember if it was AJ or Todd who ended up giving me flack for calling the Pirates a playoff team. I do think, actually, I think it was Todd now that I really think about it here.
I'll give you flack for it too, Robert. I'll give you flack.
Well, there we go. I mean, there we go. It wouldn't be on foul territory if I wasn't getting some flack for some of the stuff I said about the Pirates. So it's good to be back, boys. But anyways, I love what they've done. This offseason, they really wanted to go out and upgrade the offense. And they got Ryan O'Hearn. They've made some trades to upgrade the roster as well. And now they bring in Marcell Ozuna to pair him with Brandon Lowe and some of these other guys. And defensively, you may not be what you were last year, but offensively, you got to think that floor for the run scoring there is going to be way higher than it once was. And that's really what they set out to do. They obviously ended up targeting some bigger names. They were interested in Kyle Schwarber. That obviously didn't end up happening. Framber Valdez was a player that they actually were on the entire offseason. And they were maybe wondering if, or maybe hoping that they can end up pouncing on an opportunity. Obviously, ended up going to the Detroit Tigers in a deal that really ended up bolstering that rotation. But they've added three meaningful guys to that lineup. I would imagine like they'll still try to be in some conversations to maybe upgrade third base, but I would also look at starting pitching and also like bullpen depth as areas that they could try to target here as well. But from an overall offseason standpoint, they really wanted to upgrade the offense. I believe they did that. And that is why I'm higher this year than I've ever been with the Pirates about their playoff chances. Obviously, you got to prove it on the field. But also, like I mentioned, Craig Albertez is a guy that I was really high on with Baltimore. Everything I've heard about the new manager there and Don Kelly with the Pirates, obviously spring training is just starting. Everyone's optimistic, but people around Pittsburgh really like him. So I'm buying stock in the Pirates.
Everyone always likes the new manager, Robert. Don't you know that? Everyone loves a new manager. Why? Because they're not the old manager. So, yes, listen, I love Don Kelly. He's great, okay? But I'm just, you're high on the Pirates. We love what the Pirates have done. They've spent money. They've made trades. They've done all these things. Mm-hmm. But give me, are they better than, and we're just going to run them, are they better than the Dodgers?
No.
Are they better than the Mets?
No.
Are they better than the Phillies?
No.
Are they better than the Cubs?
No.
Okay. Are they better than the Brewers?
I don't believe so. I think I would put them at number 3.
Are they better than the Braves? Because I just keep going. Are they better than the Braves?
No.
Okay. Well, they're 6. We haven't even gone Padres, Diamondbacks, right? I'm just saying, you're like, they're going to make the playoffs. I could see that 100%. Yep. We didn't get to the Reds, who did make the playoffs last year, right? In the division. Mm-hmm. But my question for you, this is where I get into this. The National League is a bitch, okay? The National League is a bitch. They're not in the AL Central, right? They're in the NL Central, and they actually, Cubs and Brewers are pretty good, and the Reds, people forget, 3 teams from the NL Central made the playoffs last year. So, yes, I understand what they did, but is it enough to get them into the postseason? It might be a big stretch.
No, it might be a stretch, and like maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid here for sure, but there's always surprises that come with the regular season and everything like that, where injuries happen, underperformances end up happening. And I could see if there's ever a team that can go out and take advantage of that, I could see that end up being the Pirates. Because shoot, like obviously we're talking about their offense being better, but their rotation, when you have that kind of pitching and that kind of like high level talent, that can sneak you into the postseason and really make you a postseason matchup nightmare. So I don't know who exactly they're going to displace. Like the fact that, I mean, shoot, you said it better than I could about the National League and just the overall state of it. It's going to be tough, but they're better positioned to make some noise now than they have ever been.
All right, let's hit some of the starting pitchers that are still in the free agent market, namely Zach Gallen. Is this going to be boring and he's just going to go back to the Diamondbacks because they're the only team that wouldn't get a draft pick? But essentially they lose a draft pick because at the end of this year, they couldn't get one from him.
No, for sure. And I do think there's a better chance of him returning now, especially with the Orioles going out and getting Chris Bassitt, than there has been this winter. And like you look at the rest of the potential market for a guy like him, like the San Diego Padres have been connected to him. I don't necessarily know if they have the funds to go out and do something quite like that. So we'll see there. The team that I think, I don't believe they're going to end up being in on Gallen, but I think the Atlanta Braves should explore that, because we'll get into that here in a little bit, I believe. But they need starting pitching help, and I think that'd be a tremendous fit for them. The Los Angeles Angels need some pitching help too, and I could see them being in on a different level of player than Gallen. So I do believe like there's going to be other teams that are going to be interested in here in Gallen for sure. He's a very good player who's very familiar with Arizona, came up with that organization, and the money is not lined up to the point where he's been able to sign with them or just anywhere else. But as the longer he lingers in the market, to me, the odds of him returning to Arizona increase. So that is one that I'm watching for sure.
Obviously, anything that happens in spring training, people, well, who's available? Zach Gallen. If I say the name, the Phillies, with Zack Wheeler maybe not making his first few starts, the fact that they have a rookie in Andrew Painter that's essentially all but put into this rotation, doesn't show well in spring training, and Gallen's essentially from Philly, grew up in South Jersey, he's a local kid. Do you see that, or do you feel like the Phillies' payroll is tapped out right now?
To me, it shouldn't be tapped out because they had the money to go out and sign Bo Bichette for $200 million. So they clearly have money to spend if the right opportunity goes out and presents itself. So to me, they shouldn't be ruled out for any of these players. But I have not heard the Phillies linked to Gallen at all in free agency. That doesn't mean that they couldn't go out and sign him tomorrow or sign him today. But I have not heard that. But the Phillies, to me, they need to go out and do something, whether it's making a trade, maybe it's adding to the rotation there, or maybe it's waiting until the trade deadline where they can utilize those resources that they saved from not signing Bichette, and maybe it's going out and getting a starting pitcher, maybe it's going out and getting a bat. And I mean, I think everyone in baseball is kind of wondering what exactly ends up happening. Actually, Anthony Banda was just traded to the Twins, so there's that one. But as far as Philadelphia, going back to what I was saying before, everyone in baseball is going to be wondering what exactly happens with Tarik Skubal. Are the Tigers in contention at the deadline? And if so, do they hold on to him and try to compete for one more year? Are they out of contention? And do they possibly look to trade him and maximize whatever return you can get before he goes and becomes a free agent? I don't know. But one thing I do know is that Dave Dombrowski loves star players. And if Skubal or if any other player is available at the deadline, then to me, he's going to explore it. And considering he didn't sign Bichette, he's got the money and the resources to go out and do it.
Okay, so who's the team that needs to make the biggest move? You're kind of talking a little bit about them, but who's the one team? You said the Braves. You're talking Phillies here. Are those the teams, or is it your Pittsburgh Pirates that still need to do more there, Robert? Because they are now your Pittsburgh Pirates.
They are my Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, shoot, heck yeah, baby. I'll actually go with. I'll go with the Yankees as the team that needs to make the biggest move because they've run it back this entire offseason with the roster that they ended up having last year, and they're spinning it as that they're still able to compete in the American League East and also in the American League. But if you're that team and you go out and obviously they lost Juan Soto a couple years ago, but they've basically run it back with the exact same team from last year. To me, if they can go out and make a splash, whatever that could be, whether it's now or whether it's at the deadline, you need to add some new voices or new faces to that team and to that clubhouse. So if they can make a big splash at the deadline and maybe part ways with one of their high-end prospects to facilitate a trade like that, to me, they stand out as a team that could and should do that. The San Diego Padres, obviously they want to compete with the Los Angeles Dodgers in that division and try to dethrone them in the National League. AJ probably loves taking a big swing, so you always got to watch for the Padres being a team that could take a big swing. So those are the two teams that right now, besides my Pittsburgh Pirates, that stand out as a team that should make a big splash.
Did we get to the Braves?
What'd you say?
Did we get to the Braves?
The Braves?
Yeah.
What about them?
Robert said in there we were gonna get to the Braves.
Oh, yeah. I thought. He already talked about him. Were you not listening? Were you on your phone, Scott?
Oh,
Scott was on his phone.
Man.
You know what? I will say this about you, Robert. I give you credit for wearing that shitty hat on TV. I'd rather see you in a Pirates hat than what you have on now. So at least you could have worn the Pirates hat.
You don't like the Tennessee Volunteers?
They're not even a real team.
He almost signed there.
They're not even real players. They're volunteers, as my aunt once said when she was watching a basketball game. She goes, "How can Tennessee win? They're not even real players. They're just volunteers." Rest in peace, Aunt Claudia. Aunt Claudia, by the way, Claudia. Robert, sorry, we're off the rails today. All right, I apologize. The Brewers made an interesting trade the other day with the Caleb Durbin and Kyle Harrison and that whole thing. why did they do this? Because it seems like Caleb Durbin was like the perfect Brewer player. He did everything. He could play a bunch of positions. He was fast. He could put the ball in play, hit you a homer every once in a while. Did they wanted Kyle Harrison that badly?
I honestly, I think that's exactly what they had in mind here. And like, usually I can see what the Brewers are trying to do, but at first when I saw that trade, um, I was really confused by it because I didn't hear any Durbin trade rumors whatsoever. He was a guy that felt like a perfect Milwaukee Brewer, a 5'7" guy, where he's being coached or managed by the guy that coached Dustin Pedroia at ASU. Like it felt like he could be their next version or his next version of Dustin Pedroia. And he had a great year last year, really like became a fan favorite in Milwaukee, was a difference maker in that infield. And then you ship him away on a rookie contract to the Boston Red Sox. And I was asking around about this and I was kind of caught off guard by it, as I said. But the Brewers have had such success in maximizing pitchers and getting the best out of them. And they've done it for years. And they continued it last year by getting Quinn Priester, a former first round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then who was also then traded to the Boston Red Sox. And now they make another trade here with the Red Sox. They get Harrison, and he is as high upside guy as that they've brought in on a move like this. And he was a former first rounder of the Giants, someone that they've envisioned being their next version of Madison Bumgarner in San Francisco. And obviously it didn't work out. He was moved for Rafael Devers, and he was like the 11th guy on the starting pitching depth chart for the Red Sox. But the Brewers clearly see something with Harrison where they think they can fix him. And if that ends up working, where they can get him back to that front of the rotation level kind of guy, or at least like the upside that they believe that he has, if they can get him there, then that trade is going to look like a steal. But it's a huge risk because Durbin seems like a guy who's only continuing to ascend. I don't know if I would have done it if I was a Brewers, but they proved me wrong time and time again. So clearly they see something in Harrison, and maybe we should be thinking of him as a frontline guy before too long.
I just want to hit a little bit the Red Sox. Getting rid of Harrison, essentially there's one more player left that they had gotten for the Devers trade, like you had said. Josue, and I'm not 100% remembering his last name.
Bello?
Jose Puello, yes. Bello. How is this looked at in Boston? Because obviously they got rid of Mookie Betts. Obviously they got rid of Sale. He won a Cy Young. Is this a sad end to what they thought was going to be tons of value that they're getting for Rafi Devers, and just reality strikes that Red Sox fans have to realize their owner is more worried about his F1 team or his racing team and his soccer team?
Yeah, I think you got to call it like you see it. This feels like it was a total salary dump, and that's really unfortunate for the Red Sox because the Red Sox, big market team, they should be competing for a World Series year in and year out, and they've moved on from Mookie Betts. Now they move on from Rafael Devers, and we should not be talking about the Boston Red Sox like that at all. And shoot, like a part of their logic too, or part of their thinking is you move on from Devers. That's going to make it a lot easier for you to go out and retain a guy like Alex Bregman. And then they were basically told what they needed to offer to sign him, and they ended up losing him to the Chicago Cubs. It's a tough one to spin. Like I like some of the moves that they've done. Getting Durbin was a really nice move. They've upgraded the rotation a lot. I think Craig Breslow's done a nice job there. But trading Rafael Devers, like that was a move that it feels a lot like what ended up happening with Chaim Bloom, where that Mookie Betts trade really kind of defined his tenure there. And I hope it doesn't for Breslow because he seems like a nice guy. He's done some nice things there, but shoot. I feel bad for Red Sox fans because, as I said, that's not how we should be talking about the Red Sox at all. We should be talking about them going out and signing Bregman, signing a Bo Bichette, who they were interested in, signing Schwarber, who they were interested in, and yet they lost out on all three of those guys, and that just stinks.
What about Isaac Paredes? Am I too high on Isaac Paredes? I think he would have been a nice fit there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He would have.
Seems like that conversation kind of died down.
It has. And although like he makes a lot of sense there, I've wondered, I haven't heard this, but I've wondered this, and I've heard it speculated by other teams. Could he end up being a fit for the Milwaukee Brewers where they move basically their entire third base depth chart And could that end up being a fit there for the Brewers? I don't know, but I wonder if that could end up being something they explore.
All right.
We'll check it out.
Isak Paredes to the Brewers. Robert Murray said they're going to take the Pirates.
I would love to see that. I mean,
I would love to see it too.
That would be something. Give me a sign, Milwaukee.
They signed somebody.
He signed. We actually fact checked. It was 2.
See if Robert knows who the Brewers signed.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Robert, you know the 2. And who's the other one they signed this offseason? Before that, who was? No, don't look. Nope, can't look.
Oh no, I'm trying to. Nope, I'm not. My hands are here. Gary Sanchez, and who's the other one?
Outfielder. Used to be a Tiger.
Oh, Akil Baddoo. There you go.
Robert, you're so good.
Hey, I'm trying my best, boys. That's yeah.
And you're 30.
Dude, how about that? Shoot, I can't believe I turned 30 yesterday. What are we thinking about that, boys?
You turned 30 yesterday?
Happy birthday, yesterday.
I appreciate it. Big time.
Are you in AZ?
You boys.
Are you in AZ?
I am in AZ. I'm in Scottsdale.
Perfect. I'll be there Monday, so you can take me out to dinner for your birthday.
What? No, you have to take them out.
Let's make it happen.
AJ.
Shoot, we can talk about our Pittsburgh Pirates. Our Pittsburgh Pirates.
Our Pittsburgh Pirates.
Hey, there's common ground.
Actually, Scott is the resident Pirate fan here. When they got off to that 12-0 start, when did they get off to that 12-0 start? Last year?
Every year.
Scott's like, they're going to win the division.
I've never done that. I've been the low guy for a while now, and I've just been collecting checks for a while.
Anyways, I hope the Pirates are good because the Pittsburgh fans need this. They deserve this, man. Mm-hmm. That ballpark's great. It's a great city. They deserve this. So I hope they are good. I really do. I just don't know. I don't know if I see them making the playoffs, but I think they'll be vastly improved.
More competitive.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, birthday boy, we'll let you go. Hopefully you run into AJ out there in Arizona. We appreciate the time. I did get distracted for a moment because I switched up the rundown. We're going to talk about a Jesse Rogers story about the base coaches. So we'll get to that later. But Robert, you're the man. Appreciate you, dude.
Hey, thank you guys. And AJ, I will be taking you out to dinner next week. I promise you that.
You will or won't?
I'll hit you up.
I said yes.
I will. I'll hit you up.
Sweet. And I love free food. I'll eat 3 things.
There you go.
I can even get an appetizer.
Appreciate you, Robert. We'll talk to you
soon. All right. Thank you, guys.
Hey, sometimes we do a little game on Foul Territory called Role Play. It's not what you think. We're just picking up our phones and we're talking as if we're somebody in baseball. But if you'd like that phone to be a little bit cheaper for making phone calls, who should you call, Kratz?
Mint Mobile, because you get all the same speed with a tiny little price.
Same coverage, tiny price. Ready to stop paying more than you have to? New customers can make the switch today, and for a limited time, get unlimited premium wireless for just $15 per month. Switch now at mintmobile.com/territory. That's mintmobile.com/territory. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Over 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. Save money. Get after it, FT fam.
Things are happening. Let's start with the Dodgers. Max Muncy gets paid for 2027. He either will get a 1-year, $10 million extension to this for 2027, or it'll turn into 2 years and $17 million. I say that because there's a $10 million club option for 2028.
Mm-hmm.
And $7 million for 27 with a $3 million buyout. So
people are saying why he only got $10 million, but he's happy in a place where they have a chance to win every year. He loves it there. Listen, you don't always need every dollar. And if you're happy in a place and they want you there and you can sign this deal, and this might be his last year. We don't know. I mean, he might not be, right? But this adds in 2 more years to his deal, possibly 3 more years, because you have 26 and then 27 and then possibly 28. Why would he not take this? 2 years, 17? Like, if he gets it, it's 1 year, 10 or 2 years, 17. Fine. Now, people are going to say, well, he could maybe get more on free agency, but he also couldn't maybe get more on free agency.
Also, so he is the classic case of grass isn't always greener.
Yes, and he's really happy, and he's been great as a Dodger, and they've won 2 World Series. He's won 3. I mean, geez, well, they have another chance this year. Like, they're always going to have a chance.
I mean, he was a step out of baseball, right? He's a great resurrection story. Where did he begin his career?
Oakland.
Well,
they're not Oakland. They're Athletics now.
Resources are a little different. So he goes from Oakland to the Dodgers, who help him become a thing and a very valuable member of a championship team. Kratz, he says, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to stick with this guy.
Okay. He's also 35 and a half years old right now. What are after this year, he'll be 36. What are 36-year-old position players getting on the market?
Squeezed.
Is it more than 10 million? Yeah, I would say so, but this locks him into a place that he really likes. Every time he comes on, it seems like he's got another kid. So he's growing his family, and he's growing his family around all these guys that he's been playing with. I'm sure his wife is friends with the wives. I'm sure, he sees the other kids growing up. And you know what? The Dodgers treat people really well. I get it. The rhetoric is always the Dodgers just pay so much money. That's why they treat people well. I promise. You go into their training room, you go into their travel, you go into everything, they treat people really well. What is that worth? Would Muncy have gotten $15 million on the open market? Is that worth $5 million? It's his choice. It's nobody else's.
And he's not the only one. Kike is back. He announced it himself.
I mean, is this like the biggest non-story of all? Like, he wasn't going to come back? It's not fair.
I don't know.
Well, he's going to do what?
Retire?
Why? He can still play.
I know. I don't know. You never know with Kike. He's very
it's
talented.
Not fair.
He can do other things.
This isn't fair.
What
did he get? What did Kike get? Do we know?
We don't know yet. Oh. Not revealed. He broke the story so early that everybody's scrambling to see what the numbers are, unless they've been posted in the last. Permission?
No.
No? Okay. Then see?
Only if you're looking up pirate stuff.
Just for the podcast people listening, I asked for permission to look at my phone because I check news all day.
You're an ask for permission guy, not an ask for forgiveness.
I got nailed. You guys didn't have a question ready for Robert. I wasn't ready. I played exactly to my point at the top of the show. This is how we find out information. I don't think it's on here yet. I don't see it.
So you're an ask for permission, not ask for forgiveness kind of guy, huh, Scott?
I'm a little bit of both.
No, you just asked for permission. You just sold yourself out.
Some would just say I'm a pain in the ass.
They don't have a spot for him. They're going to petition to the league, and the league's probably going to give him a 27th man because they have Ohtani on the roster, and Ohtani's technically 2 people, so they get to subtract 1 person, and they're going to be the first team to ever have 27 active players. Like Kike personifies what the Dodgers are right now. They're a team that understands value, might not have a fit right now, like where are we going to find at-bats, but understands that his value will be in the playoffs. His value is the depth that he gives to this team. And, another guy that wants to be there. They must be doing something right. It is so unfair. We need a salary cap.
The Dodgers and Team USA and Team Japan and WBC are ruining baseball.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
But who signed yesterday and deferred all his money? Or 2 days ago?
Verlander.
Tigers are ruining baseball too.
No, they're ruining the Central.
Like that.
Oh, they ruined the
Central.
Central. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anybody trying in life is ruining that particular thing.
True.
Everything should be equal. Everything should be equal.
True.
Which takes me back to Vietnam. No, I'm kidding. All right, so I couldn't resist. Sorry.
You want to check your phone?
Screenager.
Yeah, seriously. What's wrong with
our next signing that actually just happened since the show started?
Kike Hernandez.
Oh, no.
There's another one.
Paul Sewald.
Good for him. He hasn't been on in a while. We need to have him on.
Oh, he loves to come on. I'm sure we can get him on. And I did get money for him. Permission to check?
Yes.
$1.5 million over 1 year.
And listen, this is the Diamondbacks. He went there a couple years ago. Remember, he was in the trade. The Diamondbacks got him from Seattle, along with Suarez, right? Wasn't it Gino Suarez? They trade. It was both of them, right, to the Diamondbacks. Wasn't that how Gino?
No,
I don't know. Something. Anyway, Sewald got traded. Remember, Sewald got traded from the Mariners to the Diamondbacks. Mm-hmm. And Scott was going crazy because he's like, what are the Mariners doing? At the time. But now he's back with the Diamondbacks. They must have liked him.
And we didn't know what the Mariners were doing because they were not adding. They were subtracting, weirdly. And then last year they added, and it worked.
Yes.
Yeah, nice signing.
Jordan Montgomery went back to the Rangers. Paul Sewald went back to the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks, Rangers, World Series again. That's what's going to happen right now. Good for Paul Sewald. He needs to stay healthy. He needs to figure out how to get back on the field on a consistent basis.
He was great last year. People that don't know this, he wasn't on the roster for the DS, right? So with the Tigers, he was actually with the Tigers when they played the Mariners. Mm-hmm. And obviously he's someone that I know. So I was doing the series with Fox, and I walked in the clubhouse, and I kind of was, hey, Paul, and he always usually is very talkative. And he kind of just blew me off, like walked away. And I was like, it's weird. And it was before game one. So like, I didn't know exactly all the things that were going into what was happening. And then the next day he came up to me, he was like, hey, I'm really sorry, man. I just found out I wasn't on the roster and I was kind of a bad time. I was like, look, man, it's all good, dude. Like, you don't have to, no, but it was very nice of him to go, like, he kind of searched me out and was like, hey, I'm sorry that I blew you off yesterday. And I was like, dude, are you kidding me? He's like, I was kind of in a bad spot and I needed a moment. And I was like, I'm nobody. Like, don't apologize.
You've also been there.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, I told him, I'm like, I've been there. I understand that. So it's not a big deal. Like, I appreciate it more than you know that you came up and apologized, but was unnecessary. But it was nice that he did that.
He's very good people. Rooting for Paul as he joins the Diamondbacks bullpen again. And
it's weird though. Why will Mark, who sets the spring training schedule, he didn't allow me to go to the Diamondbacks?
I don't know. There must be some beef with.
Is it because I got Torey Lovello and Mike Hazen and Josh Naylor and all of them to come on last year? And
Today's
so Mark
show is
doesn't win that many interviews in Diamondbacks camp?
Why don't you set up the spring training tour?
So now we're actually going to do a fight. Permission to check my tablet. He said you're leaving before we go.
I'm there for 10 days. Like, I'm sorry that I have to. I have to go see my daughter.
Well, we can play a game. Kill another team.
Kill another team?
Well, because you're loaded up for all the days. So if you have to leave, I gotta
work weekends too, man. I got.
But
kids.
I'm saying, if you want Diamondbacks camp, we would have had to go backwards, and you'd have to take a team out. And do you want to? Kill?
No, there's not really a team I want to miss.
Right.
I missed the D-backs and the Giants, so it's fine. I actually really enjoyed Diamondbacks camp last year. It was so windy. I don't know if you guys. We might have talked about it. It was so windy that Mark had to hold the tent, and he almost got blown away.
Mm-hmm. I do remember. Yes. Jason Kipnis, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Pinch hitting for Diamondbacks and Giants camp.
Nice.
All right, next signing. Miles Mikolas. 1 year, $2.25 million. Washington Nationals. There's some performance bonuses that can take him another $750K.
He loves this. You know why?
Why?
Spring training. He's from Jupiter.
Oh, yeah.
So spring. He's been with the Cardinals. We had spring training at home. Now he can fish and golf every day, and he just has to drive like 15 minutes south, and he's in West Palm.
I was going to say maybe he takes a golf cart to work, but
I mean, he probably did in Jupiter when he was with the Cardinals.
Yes,
but he's a little bit too far south now.
That's good. That's a good innings eater, fun-loving guy in a Nationals organization that's going to need some adults. It's a young team, Next up. Oh, Ronald Acuña Jr. I love anything that we can show from camp. So we've got a little something from Ronald, who hit the snot out of a baseball in batting practice and then said, quote, "I'm healthy now." We're showing the video footage.
Do they have a highlight reel of him hitting? Well, that's Andrew Jones. I was like, do they show highlight videos of you hitting while you're hitting? That's awesome if they did that. I have to call Tim Hires and tell him that.
Dig me video while you dig.
It's awesome. Yeah, he's healthy. Good. By the way, Kratz, I don't know if your teams you played for did this, but I was going through my garage the other day and I pulled out these old discs of, they called them positive videos from when I was with the White Sox, and you can like plug it into like a disc player, like the little disc players that we all have, that we used to have, that nobody has anymore.
Like that you put the CD in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch it so bad. It was like 2008. And they called it positive tape. It was on like the little disc. I still wanted to watch
Ziggy.
I had like 4 years of them, and I was like, man, I didn't even watch these when I played. Why do I have these still?
Got to get them digitized.
There was some Jim Rome when I did Jim Rome stuff back in the day. I have a bunch of discs, fishing trips and stuff. It's weird.
Let's get them digitized, and then we can show them on the show.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, then you get it put into the computer, so then you can watch them. Like someone takes one of the, VCR or a CD player or whatever, and you can pay people to do that. There's services that do that, and then they put it all onto the.
You know what else I also had to do was don't get into next Jokics. I don't know what that means. But, when I was young, you used to have the DVDs, right? You had to carry. So you had the actual disc. You didn't just have everything on a cloud. And so I bought a suitcase that I could take, and I had so many DVDs because you used to watch them when you flew, that I had a suitcase that had a zipper, and you would open it up, and there was 2 big of like the 400 DVDs.
Yeah.
And so people would come to me on the planes and be like, hey, you got a movie I can watch? I'd be like, take your pick. So I'm like, Blockbuster.
Would have been funny if you got caught in security one day and you're in front of everyone.
Like,
they're like, sir, open your briefcase. Why do you have 400 DVDs?
But this was back when
this
was on charter flights, right? So nobody.
Yeah. You know how there used to be DVDs you could buy where like someone would go in the back of a movie theater and like
film
get a new movie?
When you go to like New York,
you
go to Canal Street, and it'd be like right when they came out, and it's all someone walks by and it hits the camera, and it's like, oh god, I gotta fix it. Yeah. If someone stands in front of it,
you hear people sneezing while you're watching the movie. Feel like you're really in the movie. I didn't get much sleep last night.
Anyways, we're kind of off the rails today, but it's fine.
It's good. I wanted today to be like this because we're going to get really serious.
Yeah. I got to travel and college baseball starts. So we're going to have lots of baseball to watch this weekend.
We are.
Super pumped.
I'm really excited about it. We have our guest ready soon. And so
is that what don't get into next
topics? Well, Claudia's multitasking. Producer lady.
I'm assuming that means don't get into next topic.
Yeah, because the next topic is a little bit loaded. So we're going to skip that for now.
Okay.
And I think our guest is ready. Maybe not.
Yep. I'm here.
He is. Oh, he's here. Let's do it. Let's bring him in. Play a little something. No, not yet. I was told not yet.
Oh, not yet.
We are really misbehaving today. Apologize, everyone. We're in spring training form on purpose today.
Giddy. AJ gets to go out to Arizona.
Oof.
First UAB game tomorrow.
Think how many meals Mark's gonna have to buy me in Arizona. Michael's gonna have to try his gummy bear trick on me.
And it's time. Ooh, beautiful Brewer Territory and their host Corey Knebel joining us right now on FT. Corey, it's awesome to have you part of the FT fam. We're excited. I listened to the show yesterday with you and Kurt Hogue, and it was really good energy, great insight. So thanks for joining us, but also welcome.
Hey, good to be here, man. Thanks. I'm learning, and I'm really enjoying this opportunity. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Do you have a bulletproof vest
right out of a
or
blind?
Are you shoveling?
Yeah, we're in the mountains right now. We're in Colorado.
I was gonna say either that or you're dressed up as like the blue Super Mario Brothers.
Hey, retired man, I get to go. Yeah, I'm snowboarding now, so.
Oh, I love it. Are we fresh off the mountain right now?
Sure am. Yeah.
That's
Check
good.
This
yeah.
out. Let's see if I don't know if I can turn it. Yeah. No, I got no clue how to do that.
That's okay. Yeah, nope. I do not. We'll get yelled at if we do that.
Before we get into the baseball stuff, so you're one of those people that's a snowboarder, huh? You're one of those people?
What does that mean?
I am now. I didn't know I was until after baseball, and I like snowboarding. I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I'm not a skier. Is that what you're implying?
Yes, because skiers don't like snowboarders. Because
of course,
when you're a skier and you actually have skill and you actually just go like this down the mountain, then a snowboarder runs by and is like, takes your knee out and is like, sorry, bro, I'm on the rail, bro. I'm on the edge.
My bad, bro. I'm shredding the gnar, all right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Blasting punk rock in their headphones.
Oh, they got their Beats by Dre's on.
Yeah.
Their crazy helmet with like the mohawk.
Well, and then you're just like, I used to close games for the Brewers.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
you
successful.
have no idea, all right?
That's good. All right. So anyway, what do you think about the Brewers this year?
I mean, there's been a lot of moves recently. I'm still excited to watch them. I'm excited to be a part of this, but man, losing Freddie, I completely understand the moves, but also, and then you go in and losing Durbin. So it's just, Matt Arnold's got something up his sleeve, I'm sure. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of young guys to come in and prove themselves.
Wait. Do you work for our Foul Territory Network or do you work for the Brewers? I mean, you don't have to drink the whole Kool-Aid. Like, they got rid of everybody. Corey, they got rid of their ace a year after having the most wins. They got rid of the number 3 and number 4 rookies of the year. Are they going to be MVPs this year? No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, but you still have Woody. You still haven't seen him to get up to his full potential. I think that's what they're trying to get him into, is maybe let him step into his ace role that he's familiar with being in. And you got Miz, who's, obviously going to be your perfect 1-2 punch. And then, obviously we just got Henderson in the trade. So I'm excited to see a couple of these guys. But, I mean, I can't be too optimistic about it, We had a lot of young guys in 2018, and look what we did. Obviously, we had Kratz, but there's a little different.
It is different. But as a Brewers fan, do you want to see this team make it to the playoffs with Freddie Peralta or without Freddie Peralta? Because the overarching, and I think it's what you're saying, is, well, it doesn't really matter because Matt Arnold's got something up his sleeve and it's going to be these young prospects and they're going to make it back to the playoffs. But wouldn't it be awesome if Miz takes that next step, if Big Woo returns to his number 1 form, to have a number 3? Because last year they were going into game 3 with a spot starter as a team with the most wins in baseball. Like, that's not what I assume Brewers fans want.
I would agree. I think this surprised a lot of people. And obviously, like you said, there's a lot of ifs in that situation. So, a lot of things have to kind of fall into place here. But, man, who knows what else is left, though? There was a lot of big trades, a lot of prospects coming in, and there could still be some moves made. Obviously, seeing Hamilton come over, I think that third base is still up for grabs. Bullpen at the end of the game looks solid still. I don't know. I mean, they need to get some bats. Obviously, there's still a lot of ifs. I know.
Wait, but hold up.
Wait a second. You were just talking about them winning the World Series.
Bats.
Now all of a sudden, there's ifs. Wait a second.
There's no bats
left.
I'm agreeing with Kratz. There's ifs. There's ifs there.
Like
you're hopeful. You hope you can make a good run.
You sound like a Brewers fan that we'd be talking to, like, on the side of the street. That's like, well, if Wilson Contreras hits 60 like Cal Raleigh did, if Bryce Terang hits 40, if Christian Yelich plays 162, if Jackson Churio doesn't get hurt and hits 40, if Woody doesn't get hurt, if Miz can figure out how to throw it over the plate for 30 starts, if everything goes perfect, but
didn't we just sign Gary Sanchez too?
Gary.
So there's another bat. Do what?
Gary. Yeah.
Yeah. Gary. So there's another bat. Hopefully get back to his all-star form as well. There's a lot of ifs, but it's still the NL Central. There's still the Brewers. Trying to think of who you got in there. I mean, there's going to be some competition, obviously, with the Cubs, and the Reds are always going to have their bats. So I think that there's still a good opportunity that they win. They can at least win the division, get into the wild card. There's a lot of opportunities now with baseball, but there is also a lot of ifs. That's just how it is, man. I mean, if everyone can stay healthy. The Dodgers, right? If everyone can stay healthy every year with the Dodgers, they're gonna have a chance to win it every year. And last year, everything fell into place. So,
all right, listen, you blue Smurf. I'm going to go to an area that you can't give me an ifs or buts. You know Hookie. You know Chris Hook, the pitching coach for the Brewers. Can he help Kyle Harrison learn to throw strikes, be more consistent, be that like super high ceiling pitcher that everybody in baseball has always ranked him as? And if he can do it, how does he do that?
I couldn't tell you how he's going to do it. Obviously, that's what Hookie knows and only Hookie knows, but I do have faith in Hookie, obviously seeing what he's done over the years in his career in the minor league level and the major league level. I think Hookie knows exactly how to work with these guys. He sees the spin rate of these guys. He knows where these guys need to throw to be successful. And, I mean, they've done a really good job, obviously, the past few years of having a very strong starting rotation and bullpen, getting ahead, throwing strikes, knowing that what you have is enough. Yeah, of course. I think Hookie knows exactly what he's doing with this guy, and he's gonna do everything that he can possibly. So high spin rate, good changeup, like you said. I mean, if he can just learn to throw strikes just 20-30% more of the time, then he's going to be very successful.
Wow, that's a big jump. By the way, that's another if. Just saying 20 to 30%
There's another
more.
if.
That's a giant jump, by the way. I thought you said like 5% maybe, but 20 to 30. Damn, that's a lot of. Man, if I was 20 to 30% more homers, I'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. If I was throwing 80% over my 50%, I'd probably still be playing right now. So,
yeah,
you're right. You're right.
It's okay. What? I just want to know. You were a Brewer guy. You were a bullpen guy. You were on a couple teams before you got to the Brewers. What do the Brewers tell you? Said I don't know what Hookie tells them. What did he tell you? And what do they tell their bullpen that makes them so successful at finding guys off waivers, finding guys other teams dump, and make them so great, especially the bullpen guys they have?
I mean, from my experience in Milwaukee look, they want to find guys that are coming in that are going to throw strikes. Obviously, they love guys that throw hard. You see it. You've got plenty of guys in the bullpen that are flamethrowers, and you can always work with flamethrowers, right? But guys that come in that are high spin rate, or they've got, your sinker, slider, changeup, now the sweepers. Anybody that knows they're coming in and they're going to throw strikes. They're not going to come in and be timid, be afraid. They're coming in and look, Milwaukee's always had, right, some really good starting pitchers who are going to get you 5 to 6 innings. And so you know that the bullpen's probably coming in for 2 to 3 innings to finish out the game. So, I mean, I don't know how they find them, but they do.
They found you.
They found me. I was before Hookie, but I worked with Hookie in Double-A in the spring training. But look, that's where I think Matt Arnold has a great relationship with Murphy and Hookie, and they know what they're looking for. They know the guys they're looking for. And I don't know who those guys are, but they have found those guys, right? The past, what is it? We're in 2026 season now. So they have found those guys since really 2018. I mean, they've been making playoff runs since then. So
who's the guy that you're watching? Somebody you haven't mentioned yet that you're like, if this guy can take the next step, if this guy can come, obviously AJ's going to give you a hard time because it's ifs, but there's always somebody that you're like, this guy takes that next step, the Brewers are going to be okay.
Honestly, man, I mean, it's not a taking the next step for me. I want to see Woodruff. I want to see Woodruff get back to his, obviously, these injuries, the surgeries that he's been having. It's part of the business, but I want to see him get back. He started looking really good last year, and then he had some, inflammation build up, and he was out all postseason. So I think I want to see him get back to his form, his all-star form, the numbers that he has in the playoffs. I want to see him back. And if Woody can come back, I think that having that ace is going to be a very solid start for the Brewers.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I hope all the ifs work out for the Brewers. Big fan of Murray.
I hope so.
Big fan of the Brewers. Big fan of Asalo.
Also,
that hurts my heart to say, too.
They won 97 games last year. They got beat by the world champs. They had a really nice season last year. Now, are they weaker on paper this year? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you can make that argument.
But do you think they went from 97 to what? Even 87 gets you in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big
There's a lot of young guys.
Yeah.
We don't know how they're going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say Vassallo, AJ? Sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Vassallo.
Yeah.
I said I like Vassallo as much as it pains me to say that.
Oh, okay.
Brewers PR
Vassallo's
superstar.
good.
He is.
Yeah.
He's good people.
Yep.
Well, so
Yes,
are you,
he
Corey.
is.
It's good catching up. I want you to hop back on the mountain for us, okay? Blast the punk rock. Run into everyone. Tell them you don't even know what my freaking closer entrance song was. And enjoy the day. But we're happy to have you as part of the team, right? We'll be listening to Brewer Territory.
All right. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, great to talk to you. Corey Knebel with us on FT, and check out Brewer Territory. There it is. Scenes from the first episode. Kurt Hogue and Corey Knebel, part of the FT network. Kurt has been a frequent guest on the show over the years, giving us the goods on the Brewers, following the team on a daily basis. Corey, obviously. Look him up, kids, if you want to know what he did.
Had a lot of strikeouts.
Corey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Strikeout machine.
One day I got a good Corey Knebel wasn't doing real well story, and they put him on the IL, got him back, and he ended up being the best pitcher in baseball for the last 2 months of the 18 season.
I'm in for it.
Oh, he's still there.
He's still there. I like it.
Yeah, he ain't hanging up. He don't want to leave.
No.
He doesn't want to leave.
He's back.
He's
back.
This is the first time ever we said bye and he stayed. I like it. Uh-oh. They cut his mic.
They muted him.
It's like we're at the Pick Your Award show. They cut his mic.
We're at the Oscars.
And good night, everyone. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we're going to talk about the Phillies being a little weird with Nick Castellanos right now. We'll pick sides.
AJ, you know what I love about HelloFresh? The variety. Every single week, I can choose from over 100 recipes. That's a lot of recipes.
Agreed. You can go and you can narrow it down, Scott, to whatever you want. Family friendly, because I got kids sometimes that need to eat, so you can go family friendly, pescatarian, vegetarian, whatever you want to do. Healthy options, however you want to refine your search on HelloFresh, they will spit out delicious, healthy ingredients that then you get to cook, which I love to cook. I keep saying it. I love to cook. I love to chop up the ingredients and make beautiful dishes.
There's delicious steak and seafood plus 3 times more seafood options at no extra cost. Go to HelloFresh.com/FT10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife, a $144.99 value on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's FT10FM.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Nick Castellanos not going to camp for the Phillies? They had all offseason.
I've never heard of this before. Have you ever heard of a team having a guy and being like, you know what, just don't come, Nick. Don't come. Never heard of this
I
before.
don't like that. It doesn't sit right with me. Then cut him.
Just release him.
If you're him and you get that phone call, what's happening right now?
I'm on the phone with my agent.
And?
Saying, tell him to release me.
Is he calling for role play, Kratz?
Scott, we're not in the bedroom, role. Okay? So no, I'm not. I'm not calling for you to have your role play
be
time.
In the bedroom. Okay? Yes, AJ. What do you want?
I want you to put your phone down because
not
you're on it too
going to
much.
dinner with you. I'm busy getting players signed. What? They didn't invite you to camp? So sit home
and I'm on the roster. Paycheck. So can't he just show up?
Sit home and
what if he just shows up?
No.
What's the?
But they can't. He's under contract.
What's the labor agreement part?
I don't know. I don't know that part of it. That's what I'm saying. It's like a weird. I've never heard of this in my life.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Well, he did kind of do some. He called him. He called him out a little bit at the end of the year. Remember?
Come on. So now people can't speak.
It was worse than what. Like let's not theorize what it was because I've heard what it was. Here's the thing. he doesn't even have to be there yet. He doesn't even have to be in camp yet. To me, I get it. People are like, oh, they did him dirty. But these are the same people who said, Kratz, you're an idiot for saying what you said about Castellanos being actually like a legitimate contributor to the team. So everybody's kind of waffling back and forth, especially here in Philly. But to me, I think this conversation was, we're going to get this deal done before position players have to make it to camp, before they have to, like, it's just pitchers and catchers now. So I think they told him, you don't have to show up. That doesn't mean they're just going to drag this out. I assume before position players show up, they'll either release him or have him traded. Because I saw a Dombrowski interview where he said it'll be done in the next few days.
Okay, so my question then goes, why'd they wait so long? If they've been talking about everyone pretty much in the industry. Okay, so then why not just release him? Why not? Why are you waiting until spring training is about to start? Why not just release him in December? If you're this unhappy with the guy and you can't trade him, it's not like miraculously if all the teams like, we don't want him, we don't want him, we don't want him, it's making too much money, he's making too much money, he's making too much money for what he brings. Why not just release him in December? Why are we waiting till the last second?
I can tell you why. The market moves really slow, and they think that they can get a team to take some money off their plate.
Okay.
And for them, they're like, that's worth it.
Okay.
And I agree. I can point to the examples. Look how many veterans are signing for a few $1 million over the last 48 hours. So it's like the market gets set by the algorithms, and then the run starts again. It's that whole process.
No, that's fair. It just seems like they could have done this, and I don't know that they'll find anybody that will trade for him.
Well, who wants Rhys Hoskins? Rhys Hoskins is still out there. To me, I think he's still a viable big league hitter.
So is Nick Castellanos.
Yeah.
So is Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos is a good player still. We saw it in the postseason.
But his point is, how much does this player get signed for? And then you decide, who's worth.
There you go.
Acquiring.
Well, yeah, but the difference is Castellanos is making, 20 this year?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay, no team is going to take him on for $20 million.
I'm not looking it up because I'm not allowed. So.
I know, but no team is going to take him on at this point for $20 million because they're going to say, if nobody trades for him, the Phillies have to eat $20 million, and we'll sign him for the league minimum of $750 and just pay him that and have a productive player that can be productive. Obviously everyone goes through ups and downs, but he can be a productive player still.
And if you're Nick, you hope you don't get traded. Why? Because you get to pick your destination.
Yeah. Oh, if he wants to be yes. If you're in this situation and they're like, we're going to trade you, you're like, okay, well, if I get traded, then maybe it's not where I want to go. But if they just release me, then I'm like, oh, I can go pick where I want to go, and I can find a team that wins, that plays the Phillies 15 times in the division, or I'll get to play the most. It's a weird situation. I've just never heard of a team not having a locker for a guy that's on their roster.
Yeah, they're on the gun. Like, you got to figure this out really fast. You can't have a guy. So the point of all of this is position player reporting date, not yet. So they're just saying, don't start to make your travel plans. Yeah. We're going to get something figured out.
But the team does that. Well, I guess not. They just send you a check. I was going to say the team buys your flight. They do for some people.
Right.
But they also just give you a check for whatever. So you always try to.
Could you look at it as a courtesy? Maybe the phone call is, hey, Nick, it's Dave Dombrowski. Sorry things didn't end the way we wanted it to. We had a great run for a little bit together. As we talked about at the end of last year, we're going to part ways. Unfortunately, the market's annoying and slow, and people take forever to make decisions on trades. Just look at Nolan Arenado. That thing took a year. So we're not there yet, but we're almost there. Don't book your flight. If we don't have it figured out by Monday, I will just cut you, and you can sign wherever you want. If that's the phone call, Phillies nailed it. Right? So
fine.
I didn't pick up the phone because I know you don't like role play, but if I called you and said that, then your answer would be...
You'd still be a little perturbed just because you're like, they could have done this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but you're listen, they can do whatever they want, okay? But I'm just saying, I've never heard of them this close to... If every other position player on their roster has a locker and there's not a Nick Castellanos locker, then I've never heard of that. I mean, even some teams spell their guys' names wrong, right? But the guy had a locker.
So, obviously, in no way am I on the level of Nick Castellanos. In no way was I ousted because of things that I said out of Milwaukee. In 2019, I was in camp. They had gotten Yasmani Grandal. Clearly, they were not going to keep me over Yasmani or me over Pena. So it was the whole camp. I spent the whole camp there. They didn't trade me. I started to get irritated because I wasn't getting traded, and they finally came to me and they said, there's 2 teams you can go to, Giants or the Marlins. So they gave me an option. They were like, hey, who do you want to go to? I thought both teams weren't very good at the time. So I was like, I'd rather be on the East Coast than the West Coast. So I said the Marlins, and they traded me to the Giants. So to me, I think the good teams, they have communication, but not everything works out. I think from what I know about Dombrowski, from what I know about the situation, about what Nick said, it is a little bit more contentious, and there's some hurt feelings on both sides. But I also know that Dave really is very professional in that sense. Maybe Nick doesn't feel that way. I don't know how this last piece has been handled, but I do know that the things that were said were definitely things that, you know what, it was time to move on, and they've done that. And unfortunately, it hasn't been resolved yet because it's not just cut and dry.
That's fine. My point was that he didn't do anything that is worthy of a suspension heading into spring training. So if you don't have something figured out for him on report date, then he should have the right to go to camp under contract unless you're cutting him or buying him out. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, they're not best friends anymore. I think that's understood on both sides. The relationship's ending. Find a new home. Agreed. Something else from Phillies camp. For all you sickos out there. Zack Wheeler had a rib removed, and he's keeping it.
What rib did they take out?
The first rib. Yeah.
What did you do with it?
Paul preserved it for me. You have to do a bunch of stuff to it. So I guess, I don't know, something. I guess it doesn't decay. I don't know. But he did that for me, and I just have it sitting at the house.
Where in the house?
It's in my closet.
In the closet?
Yeah. No, it's just it's like a little case.
Why'd you want to keep it?
I think probably everybody. They give it to you after the surgery.
Right.
And so the doctor walked in. He was like, usually I give these to people like a month later or like a week later or something. I forget what exactly he said, but he was like, I wanted to give it to you personally. So he just walked in and gave it to me like in a bag. It was pretty gross.
Zack Wheeler has his rib. And if his house ever gets searched, they're going to be like, wait a second.
No.
I'm kidding.
You know what's weird about this is we talked about the hamate yesterday, and I talked about hamate surgery yesterday.
Yeah. Did you get your bone?
No, that's the story I'm going to tell. So when they did my surgery, they didn't put me under. Well, they just kind of, you lay on a table and your arm, they just numb your arm so you can't. Well, it was early. I had it like 7 a.m, so I just went to sleep. Well, I woke up in the middle of the surgery, and I'm talking to the doctor. He's like, oh, you're awake. I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's going well. We're almost done. It's not a long surgery. And I was like, oh, yeah, hopefully, everything goes good. And I said, hey, by the way, what do you do with the bone you take out? Because they take the little hook out. And he goes, do you want it? And I'm like, well, it's mine. It came out of me, so it's mine. Yeah, I want it. He goes, it's against the law. You can't have it. And I was like, but that son of a bitch came out of me.
Yeah, maybe it was the state you're in.
I was in Florida.
No, anything goes. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. But I was like, what do you mean I can't have it? And this was all happening while he was taking it out. So maybe, I don't know. But he's like, no, you can't have it. It's against the law.
Maybe ribs are okay, but helmets are not.
I don't know. But I wanted to get it, and I would have put it on like a necklace or something. Would have been like a cool, maybe one cool earring, like Barry Bonds earring. And then had it hanging and dangling while I'm hitting to intimidate pitchers. I don't have a hamate. I can do whatever I want.
Kratz, Article 98, Section D4 in the Constitution, thou shalt not keep thy hamate bone. ... but ribs are okay.
That's fine. And they'll always say Zack Wheeler's got skeletons in his closet.
Touche.
That was like the what was the movie Chris Rock when he was like the homeless guy and he goes into the store and he's like, how much for some ribs? He's like, how much for just one rib? Have you never seen that? And he's like, how much for a Pepsi or Coke?
Which show? Which movie?
Gosh, it was like the one where the OG one where The guy over gold. You've never seen that? I'm gonna get you.
Oh,
sucker.
I know the over gold. Yeah, but I don't.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. And he's like the homeless guy, and he's like, "How much for a rib? How much for just one rib? How much for the Pepsi?" He's like, "How about if I just lick the dispenser?" You never seen that? It's a great scene.
I don't know. Maybe I have, but we don't.
He said, "Oh, he got over golded." The dude was just
OG.
He's dead
OG.
under change. Yeah.
Maybe that was in New Jack City. I don't know. You never seen that either, have you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Anyways. But yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to be confused, this next one is taking the social media world by storm lately. I honestly kind of feel bad, but let's run it.
You know, he's got a lot of potential. He can play all over the diamond. He's a strong defender, base runner, switch hitter. He can do a lot of different things to help you win.
I want to bring someone in that you're excited about, right? And our evaluations on Acuña are very strong. You know, for the reasons you stated, very strong defensively, switch hitter. He can run. He's got great instincts. To bring in a player that is young, who's got pedigree, he's got bloodlines with his brother, can play all over the field. He's a switch hitter. He's one of the top base runners.
All right, so that's Chris Getz talking about Luisangel Acuña, who was acquired recently via trade from the Mets in the Luis Robert deal. He is, in fact, not a switch hitter. And that clip was put together. I want to make sure I shout him out. Sam Phelan on Twitter, right? He put all the clips together. And then Getz put out a quote today. So I probably have been getting carried away describing his versatility. He can play every position on the field. Why does it have to stop there? I called Luisangel and told him that even though he's just right-handed, we still love him. So he made light of it. It's embarrassing.
No comment.
You got nothing?
I'll comment.
Go ahead.
It's a talk show. It's a talk show. I actually legitimately, I don't know. Should I not feel bad? Should I
feel bad for who?
Chris, it's embarrassing.
Oh, I mean, you can feel bad for him. Why would you feel bad for him?
It's taking over the internet today.
But you feel bad for him?
I mean,
that he didn't know the guy he just traded for didn't switch hit? So you feel bad? You feel bad for him?
Kind of.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I mean, clearly you should know that he's not a switch hitter, but I don't know.
You know what I feel bad for? Hold on, Kratz, you go, and then I'm going to say my piece.
Earlier in the show, AJ accidentally said Wilson Contreras. 2 names later, Scott, you corrected him and said William Contreras.
Yes.
Why is that? Because we feel like we should be held accountable. We feel like we want people to listen to what we have to say because we really do a freaking lot of work behind the scenes to create a good product. If your general manager is calling one of the pieces that they got in a big quote, air quotes, big trade, a switch hitter, somebody that may or may not get significant time for your team, and you keep calling him a switch hitter, what kind of look does that give your organization? I'm sorry. I really like Chris Getz as a person. We had a teammate, but like you do the little things really well. He made a mistake. He has since said, you know what? Shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I get it, but what kind of message does that send? Like, it's just like you do the little things great, you're going to do the big things great too. And it's a mistake, but to me, I just feel like it's one of those things that, where were the other people? Hey, I just saw you did that spot on the Chicago network, whatever he did it on. Hey, you called him a switch hitter. Don't do that again. He's like, oh, shoot. He did it 4 times.
Nobody's corrected him.
So where are the other people around him?
That was my thing.
Yeah.
Is where are the people after he says it the first time that say, hey, Chris, he's not a switch hitter? Where are the media people that should say, hey, Chris, you made a mistake? Like Wilson, William Contreras, yes, I'm sorry, they're brothers. I apologize. But
it happens.
I also thought maybe Chris Getz, they had unlocked a new skill and just hadn't told anybody since he hasn't gotten to camp yet. And maybe he is actually switch hitting this year because as a right-handed hitter, maybe he actually is a left-handed hitter and we just didn't know about it. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there.
That's the new value. Like pitchers unlock different pitches. Like I used to throw a curveball. Now I throw a sweeper. Whenever I got to this team, they were like, we've watched you hit right-handed. I'm pretty sure you're left-handed. I think somebody said that about me in my career. They're like, we've watched you hit right-handed. You actually might be left-handed. We don't know.
Did you guys ever hear the story about the Diamondbacks trading for the wrong Basabe?
Yes. I thought we did that. I told this story before. Phillies have released Castellanos. There you go. Boom.
Oh.
So, but breaking news. But when the Twins traded for David Ortiz, he was originally known as David Arias when I played against him in A-ball the year before.
Mm-hmm.
When he was still with the Mariners, and they traded for him, and they're like, oh, they traded. I think it was Dave Hollins maybe for David Ortiz, David Arias. But when it came across the wire, it was for David Ortiz. So we all called Terry Ryan and we're like, hey, we traded for the wrong David. And he's like, what do you mean? We're like, no, we wanted David Arias, not David Ortiz. He's like, it's the same guy. He changed his name that offseason, and he lost 7 years of age. I'm just kidding. That was the joke we used to say at him. No, he actually didn't. But
everything changed.
That was the joke we used to make with him because he switched from like his dad's name to his mom's name or something, whatever it was. But we used to be like, oh, David, and you lost 7 years on your age, because that was kind of right about when all the age stuff was happening.
Yes.
But it wasn't true with David. So, but it was just, we're like, Terry Ryan, you traded for the wrong dude.
The Diamondbacks had Brad Ziegler, and many teams wanted him, and they ended up trading him to Boston. This was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was when it was Dave Stewart and some of his guys running the front office, I believe. I shouldn't say that. I don't know who it was. And then some front office people were like, hey, we offered better than they did. We feel like we offered significantly better than they did. And then they go, oh, wait a second. Did they know they traded for the wrong Basabe? There were two Basabes. So,
the Red Sox were like, sure, we'll do that.
Yeah. Because they said, I'm pulling this from a Jeff Passan article back when he was working for Yahoo. Said, before Ziegler was traded to Boston, the Diamondbacks were asking teams for frontline prospects, all top 100 type guys, some top 50, even higher. Cleveland, Toronto, the Cubs, they all wanted Ziegler, and all were gobsmacked by what the Diamondbacks ended up taking from Boston. Luis Alejandro Basabe and right-hander Jose Almonte. And one GM in the story said, I wonder if they know they got the wrong Basabe, referencing Luis Alejandro's twin, Luis Alexander Basabe, who was considered by scouts the better player of the two.
Did Basabe ever make wasabi?
Neither of them had made anything.
His brother made it. His brother got 14 at-bats. Alexander.
So even if they had gotten that Basabe.
Imagine.
There was no Brad Ziegler.
No wasabi.
He's in the
Brad
book,
Ziegler.
He's in the book.
No, I thought it's Ziegler.
Ziegler. I booked him. I can call him whatever I want. When you book someone, you can call him
You
whatever.
can call him anytime. Homered off you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why it's a book.
In conclusion, people make mistakes. People should try and remind people when they're making mistakes.
Yes.
And yes, if you trade for a player, you should know.
I only think this is a big deal because, one, it's the White Sox and they've had a rough go of it lately.
Yes.
And also, if it would have happened one time, then I think people would have been like, oh, he made a mistake. But when it repeatedly happens, that's when I think someone needs to step up to the plate, whoever that person is, and say, hey, Chris, sorry. But now that it got called out on the internet, because I got a bunch of texts about this. It's kind of funny. He knew he was going to get asked about it, so then they had to put out this statement, which was clearly a PR, let's jump ahead of this statement, which is fine, which is what the PR departments of these teams do.
Yeah.
And they did a good job of this to kind of make a joke out of it and the whole thing. But that's the thing, is like once it became more than – but again, it goes back to like, he did one of these at the Sox Fest, the Fan Fest, right? So you don't think there was a fan that was like, wait, what?
Can I throw a theory out?
And then when he did the one with Dave Kaplan, who's a Cubs fan, so he doesn't know which side of the plate Luis Acuña hits from, Luisangel Acuña hits from, right? So that was the one he did that I saw.
Can I throw a theory out there? A GM might do many interviews, and I mean, players are a victim of this sometimes too. Anybody that does many interviews, sometimes they get an autopilot.
But again, that's where the PR person has to step up and say, hey man,
your autopilot's off.
Like, fix this.
Because they say the same things over and over again.
Of course. They all have their talking points.
Yeah.
And if you listen to those interviews, the 4 that we showed, They're the exact same quotes.
Yeah.
He can play anywhere in the field. He has good speed. He's a switch hitter. He's versatile. That's why we traded for him.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom,
Politicians do that.
Yeah,
they say the same things over and over again. You come up with your talking points. So they just had the wrong talking point.
I looked it up.
Defending him. I'm literally just showing compassion, saying I feel bad for him.
Oh, you're embarrassed for him. Like you're cringing for him. I looked it up to see if their other brother, who was actually born when I played with their dad, if he was a switch hitter, he's also right-handed. So their dad, their cousins, all of them right-handed. So there was no switch hitters in the Acuña family that I'm aware of.
He was just thinking, he plays a lot of positions and he can just do it all on the field. He can hit from the left side, the right side. Oops.
I think it's a little bit bigger of a deal than what you guys said.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not a big deal. Whoa. Don't misquote me.
No, nobody said it wasn't a big deal.
It's a big deal. You need to know your players and who you're trading for. I'm making fun of the Diamondbacks trading for a player that they did not know was the wrong player. What I'm saying is I also feel bad. It's like when my dog barks and goes crazy and thinks there's someone in the hallway, and I open the door and I'm like, you were freaking out. There's nothing here. I'm embarrassed for them. That's all. It's an embarrassment.
Listen, it is what it is. It'll go away in one day, but you know what it is? It's just funny. It's just funny because obviously people know I'm a White Sox fan, so people just text me this all the time.
Yeah.
And say, what is your GM doing? I'm like, yeah, there's no answer. Like, he made a mistake.
Let's just see what the results look like. Is the team going to be better? Is the team going to be good or not?
Well, they're probably not going to be good, but they'll be better.
I'll tell you one more thing, folks. Back when the winter meetings were really fun, a bunch of GMs would just sit at the bar, get drunk, and make trades. That's what the GM or the winter meetings was about. And I think there's a little bit of the GM meetings, they might have like a cocktail and play pickleball or whatever. They don't really get much done. But the real winter meetings back in the day.
Oh, back in the day was great. Everything happened.
Drunk trades. Real drunk trades. Not in 1924. I'm talking in, when do you think that ended?
2010?
Early 2000s? Yeah.
Now they just take an edible and they don't trade anybody because everything's terrible, bro. We don't have any money. That guy sucks in baseball. What does your algorithm say?
Careful, don't do that. It's WBC season. We can't talk about that stuff. They'll suspend you.
That's true. I'll be biased.
You missed that on
There's going to be nobody left.
This is so fun today.
I know we're going to get into WBC as it gets closer and I have to do the games.
Yeah.
But why do they have different drug rules when it's the same?
Oh, so you're bringing up the topic from Friday.
And then also, why is there no ABS? If they're throwing ABS into the regular season, why don't we just throw ABS into this thing too? You know what you would get if you're Major League Baseball?
What?
A free trial of it on TV so everyone sees it. Why would you not? Why would you not do that?
Stupid. And also, you have all the leverage in the world. If I'm baseball, I'm just like, hey, whatever federation you are, like, if we're running this, we're running it our way. No?
We back? Did we just lose Kratz?
Yeah, we lost Kratz.
Oh, he gone.
I like this shot. We're going to bring Kratz back. I actually was excited for his reply.
There was something about the federations.
And something about how if you're playing in different locations, then things change.
Well, I played a big league game where they're playing the games in Puerto Rico. They played a big league game in the Tokyo Dome, so those are big league stadiums.
Right.
Right? Miami's a big league stadium. Houston's a big league stadium. Where are we hung up?
Other countries is probably.
So shipping a TrackMan or whatever it is they use to do the ABS to Japan and to Puerto Rico is a problem?
I think he was talking about the weed.
Oh, the weed? Oh, man.
I'll give him like 10 seconds. Otherwise, we'll move up. He's back. All right, Kratz.
What were you saying? Because
what about the other countries in the federation? We actually really want to hear this. Seriously.
No, the other stadiums just don't have. Like, it's not installed. Hawkeye's not installed in Puerto Rico. It's not installed in. I forget what the other location is, but
Tokyo Dome. The Tokyo Dome.
They probably have that.
I don't.
They can't ship one. They can't ship one over there to get this done. But they played a big league game last year in the Tokyo Dome. They didn't have all this stuff in.
It's going to be part of it. It's going to be part of it. They're going to have to set up Hawkeye for the Children of the Corn game. Or
how are they going to do that at Fields of Dreams?
That's what I mean. Like they're
going to have a guy dressed up. You're going to have one of the Bad Bunny people that was dressed up like the plant run out there, and he's going to be the Hawkeye guy in some corn and hold up something.
In the weeds? Huh? In the weeds?
Yeah, like seriously, that was kind of cool though. I did like the people that were dressed up as plants that ran. If you see the videos and they're all running out there,
yeah,
and you're like, "What the hell's happening?"
The choreography.
Ronald Acuña was on there too.
Yeah,
Ronald Acuña was there. All right, shall we try to get back on track for a second? No, you don't want to.
What's the point at this point?
Jose Barrios apologized for kind of ditching the team in the World Series last year. He wasn't going to pitch unless they needed him. He wasn't on the roster. He was frustrated about it. He is a really good dude. Nice guy. I know I say that a lot, but if you can do the math, often we don't say that about someone, so maybe you can infer something. But with Jose, well-liked, apologized to his teammates, bad decision, went home during the World Series, wanted to rehab with his family. Blue Jays players had been treating me amazing. They understand me, according to Barrios. Now, here's another case. I'm going to say, good guy. I don't think this is a testament to his character the whole way through, but that's a pretty big mistake. And if you go back to when we talked about this during the winter meetings, what if they needed him and he's not there?
Well, my thing is like, I get you want to be with your family, but you want to rehab with your family? Like it's a week, dude. Like 10 days at most. Like you can have your family fly with you around. You have fun of money.
It's the World Series.
It's the World Series. You might never get back to one.
Yeah.
So I get it. He apologized. So he did do the right thing. I'll give him credit.
That's the right thing.
He did the right thing. He apologized. And listen, as we all know, and Kratz knows this too, when you're in a clubhouse and a guy apologizes, you always are like, yeah, it's cool, man. But there's always, right? There's always, like, you know, am I wrong, Kratz? There's always like that little bit of you that's like, okay, because we all screw up. We all screwed up, right? But there are certain things as teammates, and I'm not saying Jose Barrios is a bad teammate, but there's always that little bit in the back of your mind that's like, damn, we were in the World Series, and he chose not to be here because he wanted to go with his. Because he wanted to go rehab with his family?
No, because he was pissed that he wasn't on the roster.
There. That's what AJ's saying is in his mind, he was pissed in that moment. Are you going to choose yourself over the team in another situation? Is what AJ was inferring right there. I'm not saying I think he did the right thing. I think the dudes know him because a week of a mistake is way different than an entire year of a mistake. But it's just like when somebody lies to you. If you're going to lie about something little, or you're going to lie about something big. Jose Barrios is on this team. He's been a huge piece to this team. He makes his starts, and he was pissed. Every single dude in that locker room would have been pissed, unless they weren't worth their weight in salt. Like, everybody gets that part of it. But you did leave. Do you forgive him? Yes. Do you remember it? Absolutely. Another thing, cool stat. Look up how many earned runs he has given up in the last 3 years. It's one of those cool stats. He's given up 77 earned runs exactly in 2023, 24, and 25. Anyway, completely off topic.
It's no Chris Davis that hit like 249 for like 7 years in a row.
Oh my gosh, 239, right?
Whatever it was like 239, 230. Every year he hit the same.
Yeah,
with a bunch of. But so I mean, listen, this happened to me at the end of my career, 2014, when I was with the Cardinals. Right? They called me and say, "Hey, you're not going to be on the DS roster," and I was like, "Okay." Like I kind of knew it was coming, which was fine. Like I was like, "Okay, you know, why not?" And they're like, "Oh, we need an extra pitcher, whatever." I was like, "Okay." And then Mike Matheny, when he called me, he was like, "Hey, you can go home and then just come back for the, you know, if we win for the LCS or, you know, or whatever." And I was like, no. I'm like, why would I go home? And he's like, I don't know if you just want to go hang out with your family. Or no, he goes, you can go home for a couple days and then you can come meet us in LA or whatever. And I'm like, no. He's like, you don't have to come to the workouts or anything. I'm like, no, dude, like I'm there. He's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm still part of the team, right? He's like, yeah. I go, then I'm going to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I'm going. And then I ended up having to play in the LCS because Yachty got hurt.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah, like I'm not, it was my last chance to go to the playoffs. I'm like, I'm riding this bitch out.
And you can
like, I'm enjoying this.
What if you say that one thing that changes everything?
Yeah. I thought I did after Adams hit that homer off Kershaw. I thought, man, we're doing it here.
Did
Colton
you say
Wong
that?
hit a walk-off homer in Game 2 of the LCS that year. Man, I'm like,
did you say something to them?
No.
I'm saying.
He was drunk half the game.
I was what?
You weren't on the roster. You were drunk half the game. That's the only way you add skill is if you drink a little bit of Kahlua in your coffee. But you guys would have won it. You guys would have won it, except Travis Ishikawa got you.
True.
Anyways,
but
all right. Well,
listen, I understand it on both sides. Good on Jose Barrios for apologizing.
Yeah, I thought the way Kratz said it, you forgive, but you don't forget. Yes. I think that's fair. Let's shake it up. This story came out during the show, so I got the info for you. MLB owners vote in favor of enforcing rule to curb pitch stealing. Jesse Rogers putting this out in ESPN about how base coaches are going to have to stay in the damn box.
Yeah, okay, the fake box.
Stay in your fake box. This already went through the competition committee. The competition committee, if they really want something, it's going to happen. I mean, from a fan perspective, I'm like, okay. So they'll police this better. It already was a rule. They're just going to get stricter with it and give you a warning and then an ejection, because the new hip thing is pitch tipping. And teams spend all of their resources before the games to try and find pitch tips and then tell the first and third base coaches to do your best.
Okay, there's so many things to this. But first of all, you know who's going to hate this rule more than anybody? Someone like Joey Cora. Because they're going to have to stand in their box, and then if there's a runner on second, the guy like to get like way down the line. So Joey Cora is going to have to, as soon as the pitch is thrown, he's going to have to run down in case it's hit, and then he's going to have to run back, and he's going to have to run down and run back and run down and run back.
Yeah,
right? And the first base coach half the time, I mean, it's changed a little bit, but half the time the first base coach with nobody on base got a stopwatch in his hand, right? He's like, and they're bullshitting with the umpire. They're not even like. You always still watched them as the catcher, but they're like way down the line, and they're just standing there with their little stopwatch, and they're talking to the first base umpire, buttering them up for when they're behind the plate the next day. He didn't go. No, he didn't go. He didn't go. Right? No, he didn't go. Like,
those days are over. Fun's over.
I mean, but the third base coach, if you're, I don't even know who the third base coach for the Yankees is anymore, but if you're the third base coach for the Yankees, and Aaron Judge comes up, and you're 84 feet away and you can't move from that little box, heads up, boys. Huh?
Luis Rojas going to be like,
Rojas, heads up, bro.
I'm mismanaging.
Heads up. Because, Kratz, when Stanton comes up, the third base coach is out there in the first row of the box seats with nobody on base going, I don't want no part of this, man. I don't want to get smashed by a ball.
Yep. I mean, there's other things, too. Scott, this has been happening forever. This was happening before I was playing. When I got called up, hey, watch the first base coach from the stretch, or watch this or that. Like, they're gonna try to get the catcher's signs. Okay, well, that's like middle school-ish. Like, you can't get the catcher's signs anymore. But like, they're gonna try to get the pitch tip for the guy who has, comes set, but some closers come set up here. Well, you can see it back through his, between his ear and his shoulder. So it's been happening forever. Good job, Major League Baseball. Like, you are so on top of this. You're like 30 years too late. Like, this has been something that's been happening, but because people complain about it, and it's like, there's still going to be other things. There's different angles. If you can relay and you know what pitch is coming, it's going to continue to happen. But no, you're going to have to let Luis Rojas move back. You're going to have to let Paco Figueroa move back behind the coach's box when Bryce Harper's up, when Kyle Schwarber, who absolutely snap hooks balls down the line. Nobody's on, let him move back. Like, you got to. Like, that's just safety.
Nope, got to stay in the little fake box, the little half box.
All right, just be careful with the rules that.
Okay.
I know.
They said the one exception is coaches are allowed to move closer to the dugout or the stands for safety reasons, but moving up and down the line or toward the playing field won't be tolerated anymore.
The coach's box is like this far off the bases, by the way. So I don't know how they can get closer to the field. They're literally like they're maybe.
Is it 2 feet in? Is it 2 feet in?
It's not.
So
You have to have both. Yeah, they have 2 feet. Yeah, is it like the NFL or is it college football?
They're going to bring
somebody's
back
gonna be leaning over like
phone booths.
I can see.
They're going to put them in a phone booth. They're protected and they can't move.
They're going to have it, and if the foul ball hits the phone booth, you're out. Like banana ball. Like they're gonna have to find the most flexible coaches so they can have both feet in. They can still lean.
Right now, it's like being on the free throw line or something.
You're gonna need Michael Jackson, the nails in the ground, where he like. Ooh, he would like lean forward and back because remember he clicked his shoes in the nails.
That's where we're at. Can I just present one case on the other side? Don't you feel like it's become more of a topic as technology has gotten really good and AI can tell you the slightest anything and then you can find it? I know the answer is, well, tell the pitcher to counter that and figure it out and don't tip.
We haven't even talked about that. People using AI to find tips because
that's all they're doing.
I know.
They're doing that nonstop right now.
I know.
But it's not, I mean, before the game, they figure that out, right? Or even during, but like, it's not like they're using the AI on the field. They're just relaying, hey, we found something. Our AI program found something. It's really, really slight. So the problem
the big one is like when guys, for me, it was always like there's pitchers that would put their glove up too high and you could see it from the first base coach or you could see it as the runner or stuff like that. Or now, the guys at second when they're all going, oh, look at me. Oh, I got the pitches. They're all jumping around.
Yes.
Right? Like that you can just combat that by kind of covering up a little bit.
But people are saying that it's
so high.
They're figuring more out.
I'm sure they are. Everybody does something. Sometimes it's just harder to tell.
But does the first or third base coach having free reign right now and not really getting penalized cause them to be able to look in places that no one else can look?
So you're saying when Aaron Judge looked at the first base coach that time, he wasn't just looking at the first base coach?
Aaron, come on the show and defend yourself.
I'm not saying he was or not, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, you don't think that this is a good idea? Like, what's
It's fine. It's just not going to stop anything.
I'm not saying it's going to, but you're against it or for it if it's brought up?
I'm fine with it. I just want people
to
be
a real
safe.
competition committee where you could vote one side or another and it actually decides it.
I'd say sure, keep him in the box. I ain't a first or third base
I'm okay
coach.
keeping
My
him
life's
in the
on
box.
the line.
Yeah, exactly. You might have to pay your first and third base coaches a little more or insurance.
They ain't doing. Teams ain't doing that. Kratz knows that answer.
Nope.
No.
You're barely making it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good story. The issue, one more thing. The issue came to a head before Game 7 of the World Series last year, and both the Jays and the Dodgers were asked to keep their coaches in the box.
Move on. Move on for me.
Okay. Leo. Oh, Kratz, you're going to like this one. BetMGM futures, team with the most regular season wins. I was shocked. Dodgers minus 175.
Dang.
Minus 175. Then you have the Phillies at plus 1,200. Mets and Phillies are on there twice. Phillies are on there twice. Take that down. We got to fix that.
One of those has got to be the Yankees.
I can actually, I have it. I'll read it for you. It's Yankees plus 1,200, Phillies plus 1,500, Blue Jays and Mets are also plus 1,500, Brewers and Mariners are plus 1,600, Cubs are plus 1,800 against the minus 175 on the Dodgers. Who had the most wins in baseball last year?
Brew Crew.
Okay. Who had the the Dodgers weren't even top three. Yeah, Blue Jays and Yankees. Is it a given that the Dodgers will have the best record in baseball?
No, because they don't even care about the regular season.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember last year everyone was like they're going to win 190
No, everyone's
games.
like they're going to win 162 games and never lose.
They didn't.
I'm aware.
So is this a good bet to pick a few teams?
Somewhere.
It's a good bet if you're not picking them.
That's what I'm saying. Should you pick some other teams?
Can you get the field? Can I get what's the field?
Maybe. I can see there's a special for that.
I don't think they do that. I don't think they give you the field, but I mean, to me, I'm laying something on whichever team you feel like has the best shot at being. I wish I had looked this up ahead of time because there's teams there's teams that can have more wins. They won't be in the National League West. I think the Dodgers want to win the National League West, and the Dodgers want to win all their games. Like that's not at all what we're saying here. We're saying they're not going to have Yamamoto on 2 days rest like it's the World Series and their starters in the bullpen to win every single game. No, they're going to mitigate it so that guys have rest. Guys are as fresh as they can be. They're already starting with Blake Snell. He has arm fatigue from his playoff run. Like, I think it's just the reality of the situation. So I think there's value somewhere in that Yankees, Blue Jays, Phillies, Braves, Mariners type of. To me, I would bet more on the American League side of it. So if I'm putting 3 teams down, I'm saying from this list, I'll take a half a unit on Seattle, half a unit on Toronto, half a unit on the Yankees. And I think that's going to pay out big time.
AL East can scare me.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's why I lean towards the Mariners. Like
Mariners.
I don't think the Central's good enough. The Tigers. Like, give me the Tigers.
NL Central.
It's just so many. I get it. The Brewers did it last year.
Yeah.
But the NL Central is better. To me, what division isn't better? I think the Royals are better. I think the Guardians are down for a down year. So is it the Tigers? Do the Tigers, with this new vaunted rotation, do they get a lot of wins? Like, they were on pace for it the entire season, and then the All-Star break hit. So I think that's where your value is too, because the East is going to beat each other up, but routinely they're really good teams in the East.
Sold. Tigers. That was the team I liked last year, and man, they had it going. I think they had the best record in baseball in the first half.
They didn't, and they didn't win the division.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Okay, that's a good one. Hey, any sport odds boost token time. Whether you're watching the action on the field, the court, the ice, baseball field soon, you can bet with boosted odds on that journey. Activate your odds boost token on any sports bet. You'll receive a bigger payout if you win. Grab your token and elevate your excitement on BetMGM app or BetMGM.com. Gambling problem or concern, there's help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Here we go. Let's slap.
What do we slap? What else came out?
Nick Castellanos addressed an incident in Miami in a recent post. You guys saw this?
No.
You're allowed to look at your devices for a moment. Why we're not going to cover it today?
I can't read it. It's too small, though.
Wrote a piece of paper about how he admitted to bringing a beer, in the dugout. Because I was going to say in the clubhouse? No, in the dugout. He brought a beer in the dugout.
So after getting taken out of the game?
I don't know.
Was he playing at the time?
I don't know. Didn't the Red Sox rip shots before games in the dugout?
I've been on a lot of teams that have ripped shots.
Yeah,
during, before, after. Trust me. Listen, there's a thing called rally beer that guys used to. I tell this story all the time. Brandon McCarthy got traded from the White Sox to the Rangers for John Danks, I think in 2006 or 7 or whatever. Mm-hmm. He goes over to the Rangers and listen, we had a bunch of dudes that drank. I mean, Mark Burley pitched in the World Series after not drinking, according to him, although we all know he did. And our starting pitchers were like, in the American League, they were like, I ain't pitching, so they'd have a drink, right? Brandon McCarthy gets traded to the Rangers. He walks out like one of the first games. Sorry, Brandon, I love you, but this is a funny-ass story. And he has like a drink, like no big deal. Like he's like not even thinking it's a big deal. And Kevin Millwood's like, what's in the cup, dude? And he's like, a beer or whatever. And he's like, we don't do that here. And Mark Carthy's like, oh, maybe that was just a White Sox thing. But I mean, guys used to chug beers a lot during games. Like it wasn't, I don't know about Kratz, but like when I first came up, it wasn't that big of a deal. And it was a lot to kick in the greenies because the greenies, when you drank alcohol, made them kick back in. Right? So guys it wasn't that big of a deal to see someone smoking a heater or drinking a beer. Like, that wasn't a big deal. So, I mean, listen, times have changed. I get it. And a lot of teams don't even supply alcohol. So
right, but there's never a case where a player's out of a game, he goes into the clubhouse, pours a beer into a...
After being taken out of a close ball game in front of my friends and family, I brought a Presidente into the dugout. And I then sat right next to Rob and let him know that too much slack in some areas and too tight of restrictions in other and not conducive to us winning. Shout out to my teammates and Howie, I'm assuming Kendrick, for taking the beer out of my hands before I could take a sip. I appreciate you guys. After the game, I went into the office with Dave and Rob. We aired out our differences, and the conversation ended with me apologizing for letting my emotions get the best of me. I would like to note that I was ready. Hold on, there's another back. To share the details of the incident in its entirety to the media the next day, but was instructed not to by management. The punishment I received for my actions was the benching the following game. I love this game. I love being a teammate. I'm addicted to winning. I will learn from this. All right, cool.
I'm totally good with that.
I got no problem with that.
Of all the things we've gone over for a while now, that one is pretty low on the totem pole.
He made a mistake. I mean, it wasn't like he got into a fight and da-da-da. He had a beer on the bench. Fine.
Out of the game.
Out of the game. He was already out of the game.
There's a theme here. Guys getting pissed, getting removed from a roster, out of a game, and he had a beer one time.
All right.
I'm okay with it. I'm very okay with it.
I don't have a problem with it. Sorry.
All good.
If you want somebody who gets taken out of a game after playing, I don't know what it was, 413 straight games, and is like, it's cool, man. It's cool. Then I don't think you want that guy. Like, you don't necessarily want that guy on the roster. Like, you mess with a dog, you're gonna get bit. Like, you can't have some dude who's a beast and wants to be out there every single day, and then all of a sudden just be like, oh, that's cool. You think my range sucks? Okay, that's totally fine. I'll be here tomorrow. Like, that's not how. People aren't wired that way. Sorry, just doesn't happen.
Thank you.
There's an old quote, and I don't know who attributed it to. And it was manager, and they'd be like, "We got too many milk drinkers on this team. Give me some guys who'll drink whiskey and beer." Right? Like that's an old baseball quote that was been around forever, and I don't know where it started, but that was kind of the thing, right? Like, hey, like which meant like we have too many guys that are trying to be perfect and not enough guys that'll just be themselves and let it rip and have fun.
That's Nick. Screw it. Let's go up there and win this thing.
Yeah.
If everyone's playing tight too, that's where you see upsets and underperformance. So, and that's a great point by Kratz. 2024. Do you know how many games Nick Castellanos played?
162, didn't he?
162. Yeah. In a sport where a ton of dudes get hurt.
Yep. Okay.
I'm good.
Frazier's birthday. We're being yelled at for time. Frazier's birthday today. Happy birthday,
it's 2:59. Todd. I'm literally perfect.
I know. Todd, happy birthday.
Hey.
Yo!
Today's episode of Foul Territory is presented by Todd Father. Happy birthday, Todd Father. We were really loopy for you today.
Mm-hmm. And also, before we go, Claude, run that video.
Also, Ruben Amaro Jr.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
There's a lot of good birthdays today.
The Phillies show, part of the FT Network.
Jake Wheeler.
Yeah.
That's right.
The greatest basketball reference.
This is real, huh?
Yeah, about.
Let me get one.
Right on. One order ribs.
No. One rib.
One rib.
I sure am hungry.
Just give me one rib.
He got over-golded.
New Jack City.
Oh,
Pookie. His name was Pookie. And by the way, people that are asking me why I'm wearing a UAB shirt, yes, I know they play Florida this weekend, but my son plays for UAB, and they play at Florida, and he's supposed to start his first college game on Friday, tomorrow. So, yes, I have a UAB shirt on when
epic.
They play Florida.
You're going to root against Florida.
It happened last year for me when my daughter played against them.
I know, but I'm celebrating
the
occasion.
So the real rub is on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because they play Kentucky in basketball. Florida does. So do I wear because it's at 3 and then the baseball game's at 6. So do I wear a Florida shirt and then put my UAB shirt over my Florida shirt after I watch the basketball game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like that guy with multiple college jerseys. You're like, who are you and who do you root for?
Yes.
Who do you like? Well, this is the last show with AJ and me in the same place because AJ is hitting the spring training tour. We'll talk more about that tomorrow to run through the calendar on FT.
He gone.